moments in time, alone in my mind. Remember V's fly birth, it was a bonus to rhyme. Hey yo, Eeze.
Yo, what's the deal, fam? It's your man Eeze. AZ, truth be told, produced entirely by Buckwild, just dropped. I want to give my reaction. I've listened to it maybe 3 times, 2 times in the car, 1 time in the headphones. And I'm going to go song by song, give some feedback. And if you feel as though we need to engage and have a further discussion, let me know and we'll go live. All right. So obviously track 1 is an intro, so we'll skip to track 2. Reintroduction. Flow pocket seems intact. Energetic production by Buckwild. Sample bass has like a breakbeat feel with a hint of live bass within the mix and horn stabs. Can't forget about the vocal samples, one with harmonies and a male vocal riff as well. It's a solid opening to an album. I like this record. It's not great, but I like it a lot. Very good. Track 3, Don't Go Astray. I like the chorus on this record a lot. Straightforward production by Buckwild once again. Not much movement, led by an organ and energetic drums and a guitar riff during the hook. So minimal elements, but when you program it in such a way to where you have drops and things coming in and out, it makes it seem as though it's more than it really is. AZ doing what he does, memorable lines merged with knowledge. If you notice, I'm not really speaking on AZ's lyrical ability because that's never really been in question. You know what I'm saying? We'll speak about the technical parts, but as far as him being a lyricist, he always delivers in that front, right? So the focal point of this video is just the songs itself, because in order to have a dope album, the songs have to be quality, right? We know AZ can spit. That's never been an issue once again. Next song, one of the greatest, and that he is. Me personally, I often state that AZ doesn't have enough thematic songs within his discography. And I must say, this particular song checks that box. AZ shares highlights of his career and things he's witnessed in chronological order. Production is solid, soul filled with the organ, a Fender Rhodes, I believe I hear that, fat drums, but the mix could have been better. Seems a bit too compressed, right? Too squashed. Quality records don't just need fire beats and dope lyrics. A mix can ruin a record. It can take it from being great to just mediocre. Not saying this record is mediocre because it's not, but it could have been a great record, but the mix fell short. And I feel as though if they would have put that same energy into the mix, this record could have been possibly the best record. Move on to track 5, Amazing. Listen here, perfect title for this song because it truly is amazing. Featuring Moo Fresh. I've never heard of her prior to this. I think she's on the hook and rhyming, right? But after this, I'm definitely going to check for her music. My only beef with this record is that AZ only had 1 verse. He was cooking too. So it came across as a Moo Fresh featuring AZ record. I thought he was going to bring it home. But the pocket was there. Opening line was there for sure. Buckwild tapped into like the firm era musicality with the Spanish guitars. But once again, AZ not having that second verse and closing it out is something I was looking for. So it could have made that record that much better. But this may be my favorite record on the album. Amazing is truly amazing. This is fire. Still got it. Up-tempo beats around 85 BPMs is where AZ truly excels. He finds his pocket effortlessly within that range. And on here, he truly shined. Buckwild blessed him with some organized chaos, right? Blaring horns, detuned guitars, and the memory of like a Muddy Waters LP. Not Redman, but the blues guitars, Muddy Waters. Lively percussion. The lack of a hook doesn't hurt because the strategic programming keeps you engaged. Once again, minimal elements, but if you program them in such a way, when you got drops, things coming in and out, it seems like it's much more than it really is. The GOAT, I must say, this record sounds much better within the sequence of an album. It really does. Like I said it before, that 85 BPM range is his comfort zone. That's where he truly excels. If you love beats and rhymes without a hook, this song meets the criteria. Let's move on to number 8. This Is Why. This is another song that sounds much better within the sequence of an album. The beat alone is good. The lyrics, AZ, they're always going to be good, right? But together, as a marriage, they don't really mesh. At times, it feels as though AZ is pulling the beat, attempting to have it match his delivery. I feel as though this record could have been much better if they just increased the tempo just a tad bit. That way, he would have found his comfort zone. Um, Also, that guy sample, it sounds atrocious. Why'd they add that? It's not mixed very well. It doesn't blend in with it. And it's off-putting. It doesn't belong. I get why he did it because I guess he was playing off of AZ's vocals, his lyrics, but in the overall grand scheme of things, it wasn't needed. At this particular level in the game, mixing matters, right? How things sound can shape whether or not someone likes an album. And I look for things like that. Go time. AZ can spit. Once again, we don't got to speak about that. We know that. No doubt about it. But some of the beats he selected for this album are not for him. This tempo was up his lane, but it appears he made decisions based on Pharoahe Monch's prior work as opposed to pulling Pharoahe Monch into his world. That's one way to look at it. Secondly, how do you get a Pharoahe Monch feature without a verse? That's like counterproductive, right? Like, I get it, he's on the hook, but he's an elite lyricist. Why wouldn't you get a verse? It seems as though this record was on Buckwild's hard drive. AZ heard it and just threw his verses on it and completed it and made it a record, because otherwise it just doesn't make any sense why you would have Pharoahe Monch as a feature without a verse. I don't get it. Let's move to track number 10, How We Get It, featuring Fat Joe. I like the idea of Fat Joe and AZ collabing. I really do. But this song didn't meet my expectations at all. And maybe that's the problem. I had expectations. But when you put those two together and you think about the features they had in their careers, you would think it would work. But after further listening, initially I liked it, but after further listening, I'm not a big fan of it. The production buried the song. Buckwild seems as though he melded in. This beat is not very good at all. There are no transitions from the verse to the hook. It doesn't sound like something a seasoned producer would put forth. It sounds incomplete. You know what I'm saying? Fat Joe's verse was solid. But production-wise, Buckwild dropped the ball on this one, man. That's just my take. I don't really have much about it. I'm not really digging this record, man. I'm really not. Let's move on to Respect Minds, which happened to be the last song on the album. AZ's lyrics are there, but the pocket isn't. He sounds ahead of the beat in a bad way at moments. Real rap. The production is alright. Some live instrumentation, up-tempo drums, a sample that puts you in the vein of like a 70s chase scene from a black exploitation film, but it's boring. I believe that switching up the drums or maybe some layering would have enhanced it, but I'm not really. This feels like a freestyle, right? It's just something he threw out there in the album. I think they could have ended the album on a better note, but that's the decisions they made. Walking away from the album, I think it's solid. Like, you can have songs like Amazing. Amazing feels like it should have been on Do or Die too. You agree with that? Let me know. There's some solid records on here, but I feel as though AZ needs to link. If he's gonna do an album with one producer, Buckwild is a legend, but I don't think he was the right selection. He should have did an album with someone like I stated in the past. I think he had a very good chemistry with Bink, or even Baby Paul. They got a nice chemistry. Or get with someone younger. You know what I'm saying? As far as the elements or the ideas they can bring forth your way, checking all boxes with samples, live instrumentation, like Mike and Keys or 1500 or Nothing. Because this album, although it's cool, the production isn't on par with AZ's lyrics, and the production hinders his pocket and flow at times. It's not what he's writing. That's never been an issue. It's a solid album. I can't give it a rating because of the initial reaction. I continue to listen to it, catch the lines that I like and things of that nature, but I don't see myself falling in love with this production. I really don't. But I encourage you all to check out AZ and Buckwild's The Truth Be Told in stores now. It's your man Eeze at TheEezeExperience. Let me know what you think in the comments section. Go get yours. Yeah.
Hey yo, Eeze.